So you're going to put a swimming pool full of leaves into the barn?
No. No.
You're not putting that swimming pool full of leaves into the barn?
No, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fire pile later. Whoa! Ah! Back to the Abundant Harvest Homestead. I'm Papa Pepper. It's season's changing time here. For a while, our sheep got by with just kind of being out in the woods, in the pasture. And the one that the majority of our sheep are in, our breeding ewes, doesn't really even have a lot of coverage for them. It's okay for animals to sometimes get cold. That happens. Sometimes we get cold. It's okay for animals to sometimes get wet. It's okay. Sometimes we get wet. But if an animal is going to be wet and cold, that's when it's going to have a problem. And I'm not talking about polar bears or narwhals or things like that. I'm talking about, homestead animals. So with the temperatures changing here, we actually had to move some chickens out of our barn. We shuffle animals. Had to move some chickens out of our barn. And the area that the sheep are going to go into now was used by chickens for a bit. So to prepare it for them, we've got a number of things we're going to do and then have them have access again to this particular barn, just because it's our largest and I don't want to say most insulated because there's no insulation per se, but it is board and batten inch oak. So it's kind of the most secure, most protected from the wind and things like that. And Pinky Pepper is a great example of a homestead child who's getting some real animal husbandry skills. Did you just get what I thought you got? So what are you getting out of there, child?
Diatomaceous earth.
Diatomaceous earth. And the first thing that she said is that okay if I move the sheep in tonight? And we've been talking about it, and I said, yes, that's actually what we need to do. And then she said, I asked if there was any straw left, and we don't have straw at the moment, right?
No.
So we'll be using a substitute. We'll show you that in a minute. And the one thing she said is, hey, I'm definitely going to DE the whole thing before we add anything to it. And diatomaceous earth is kind of these tiny little, diatoms that are sharp and whatever, and they get in the exoskeletons of any type of parasites and little insects and kind of just shred them, kill them. So people use it in gardening. People actually food grade DE. People will eat. They'll use it as an anti-parasite. They'll add it to animals' water, or not waters, animals' feed sometimes and stuff like that. And we're just going to use it as a topical application for the entire area that they're going in right now. I will help you carry one if you want, because now I'm here. Alrighty. So Pinky here is going to add a layer of it, especially to the inside. Let me get my flashlight here. And the ground in here is actually rather built up at the moment. Eventually we'll be taking the stuff out of it and kind of composting or using it to enrich our pastures, because there's a lot of organic material in here. A lot of manure. I think we cleaned it out in the spring, right?
Yes.
And I don't think it's been touched since. The sheep hadn't really needed it for the summer. So now that we're going back into winter, we're making it appropriate for them. But this is just going to help cut down on what?
Losing them?
Well, yeah, losing them, but what is the DE specifically going to be doing? Helping to kill any parasites that might be here, right?
Yes, sir.
You should be able to just almost shake that. I don't know if you do it by your hand. Yeah, like that.
I just didn't want to spread too much in places that didn't really need that much.
Okay. And then you can tuck that tight. We won't worry about the gate. We'll leave this whole area open
Unless at
access.
some point we have to put the horse and the cow in here.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have to put the horse or the cow in here. But you're right, it is an option. Just tuck that tight against this wall so it's out of the way. Huh. Some chickens still think they have a home here. Huh. Yeah, a couple of them.
Yeah.
But you can see there was straw in here before, and those boards got to get out. I don't know. Oh, those are used to hold a feeder of water on? Okay, I get that. So we're just going to add a layer of DE to the ground first. And then we've got a substitute that we're going to use for straw.
Mm-hmm.
So some places people may have a lot of straw themselves, or stubble from the field. We've even made some kind of straw substitute before using some of the sage grass. It's one that the animals don't really eat, but they can use as a bedding. I've got to re-up my hay supply for the winter here. So both upstairs, we have this little door here. I got to finish building the door. But we put hay up there, and then also we have a lean-to over there that we like to have full of hay. Right now we don't have it full of hay, but what we do have that we can use as a bedding is going to be what you find all over the forest floor. We're actually going to use leaves. If you watch like bushcraft survival type stuff, you know that leaves can have some great insulation qualities. In a lot of ways, they're very similar to straw. And we're just going to cover it with a good layer of straw at that ground level. Over time, it'll get trampled down, matted down. It'll have both the urine and the manure mixed in with it, and it'll be able to be used, like I said, to spread on our pastures or to add to our compost, or to use later as well. We like to view everything as a resource here. Poop is a resource. The leaf litter, the forest floor, that's a resource. We can use these things. And rather than running in town and buying a bunch of hay bales for $5 a piece, which I'm not against, I have done. I am guessing I absolutely will do again. Maybe even this week later, I don't know. But right now, we want them to be able to have access to this tonight. So what we're going to do is allow them into this area. We're going to shut our gate. This is just some stuff some of this is from a job site. I had to take down some chain link fence and replace it. This is a sign that's left on it. We don't run 7,000 volts to keep our chickens safe, but that was free, coming from a job site. And I'm like, absolutely, I will gladly use that, because people pay for just a little dog kennel like this made out of these things. People pay $200-300 for this stuff. Isn't that crazy? Hey, are those the leaves from your old fort?
Yes, sir.
I remember that fort. Well, what have we here? It looks like some chairs got buried in a leaf pile. Oh no! What is this? What is this?
Mine and Bug's leaf pile.
Your leaf pile? You made a fort? Is it warm in there?
Yes, it's actually really hot in here.
Wow. Well, you guys can continue to rake up leaves and play. Just be careful.
Sir. Watch out for snakes.
There could be snakes still hiding in the leaf piles, absolutely. You're smart, thank you. Carry on. And you're donating them to this project to keep our sheep warm?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's pull that up there as close as we can to the door. And you can see people are getting more out there. And then what?
We're gonna spread them.
Now remember, no diving in the pile of leaves. Why? What's on the ground level? Poop! That's right. Whoa! What do we got going on?
Okay.
Okay, I want, yeah, kick that in like that. Kick that in. Well, just keep making a pile there and we'll bring this in a minute. Hey, just stand it up and roll it in. I would stand that up and just roll it in. There you go. You know, dump them out there and then kick them in. And have that swimming pool go to the woods to go get another one. Monster truck, can you take that out there and Pinky will spread it? Whoa, buddy. Looks like your sister's ready for you, man. Help her fill that up, boy. Thank you, son. So, Pinky, we ain't got no straw. We ain't got no straw. Is this gonna work?
It should.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted those boards out of there first, though. You can toss them out in the yard here for now. We'll probably have to add them to a fire pile later. Whoa! Ah! Child! I ain't got reflexes like I used to. Careful with that.
Huh?
Ah! Whoa.
Got scared too.
Whoa! Yeah, you afraid?
Alright.
Okay, there we go. Looks like there's a string in there, huh?
Here?
Maybe a vine. Yeah, that's a rope. Maybe not. That's a vine. Probably from a gourd. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to give it a good layer at the ground level here. And yeah, feel free to tuck it up against the cracks on the outside. We got more things to add onto this barn eventually, but it's definitely functional right now. We want to put a lean-to off the backside too. So far, besides the main barn, I've got that $10 lean-to off that left side. That's what the horse and the cow like to hang under when it gets rainy or stuff like that. Then, a while later, I decided to build this one. This was mostly out of repurposed and recycled things too. Things we acquired for free. That was pretty good, and that was to protect a $500 investment of some big old hay bales. Eventually I want to put a lean-to off the backside too, and if you can see through the top, it's not completely done the way I want to, and I do need to give it more of an overhang with the roof, but not too bad so far. This kid's here, next one in, huh? Oh, I thought you were going to dive into it, son. I'm glad you didn't.
Well, I would have if I could. Just
Little, can you pull those boards out and stack them up outside of this pen?
wait. Okay. Alright, we need to move the pool so we can put them under the pool. Yeah.
Yeah, just lift up the pool, dump it all out there, and then rake another pile. I think another pool or two would be best. Just because we can. Monster truck, you want to help with that?
Yeah. Sure. Let's go back to the leaf pile.
Okay, good idea. Run over the leaf pile with it quick. And yeah, we'll just make sure we got some areas that we think are thick enough, and then we'll bring the other ones up to thicker. But just a good way to be creative, look at what you got, view things as a resource, solve your own problems. That's one cool thing about living out in the country too. If I was going to run to town and get some straw, how long would that take me?
About half an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. I'd have to have at least a half-hour drive there. At least a half-hour drive back. So that's at least an hour, plus I have to have time when I'm there, you know, so it's over an hour, and that's if I go to the nearest spot. So if I think for 5 minutes with my brain, I can save myself all that extra time, and that's exactly what we're doing here, is what do we have? And probably, now that we're learning this, we've never used leaves before for this, I don't think.
Not for this barn, but we've used them for the chicken pens.
We have used them for chicken pens before, but it's going to kind of become part of what's in our mind, part of what we're thinking about, part of kind of a skill set in our repertoire, a frame of reference. We're going to have a familiarity to it, and then in the future be like, oh yeah, we like doing that. And wow, look at him. He was going back to the leaf pile. What did he find?
A big pile of leaves right there.
Yeah, and what was it blown up against?
The fence.
Yeah, so where the wind had blown a bunch of leaves up against the fence, Monster Truck stopped there instead because he thought that was smarter. Love these kids. You guys found all that right there?
Yes, sir.
Boy, that saved you a long run. Way to be. Wow, that was quick, dude. Smart thinking, smart thinking. Woohoo! Good work. All right, let's get 2 more. Since you guys are so quick, let's do 2 more, and then we'll call it enough. All right. I'll tell you what, sometimes sheep will eat dry. Sometimes sheep will eat dry leaves too. So they might wind up munching on some of these, but I'll tell you what, we'll leave the door cracked open for them. So if they'd rather be out here, they can. Some will just lay down in spots like this, but if they're cold and they want to be in here, out of the wind, and in somewhere with all this extra bedding, then they will. And I think I'm probably going to check on them later tonight just to see how many choose to be in there and how many choose to sit out here, because there's no guarantee they're going to stay in there if we have the door open. But I'm thinking the majority of them will be in there. What do you think tonight? If we stop back later, do you think we're going to have some out here and some in there?
Probably.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to be out here?
Maybe some of the mamas. I mean,
some of the older ones, right?
Yeah.
And probably some of your original ones, maybe.
Yeah, they like to just stand out there in the snow sometimes.
So I'm thinking we'll have maybe straw or raspberry, or what's the other one?
Dandelion.
Dandelion, and then maybe some of our original ones, which would be like flower, crazy horns, recess. I'm thinking more of them, and I'm thinking more of the young ones are going to be in there.
Yeah, and if you came in the middle of the night, they might all be in there.
Yeah.
But right now they wouldn't really be in there other than to go check it out.
Sure. So we got, I think I ordered 2 more. And boy, you just want to run them across quick? If so...
I have oats.
Okay, you got a bucket of them already?
No, but I have a big bin.
Do it and I will call them. They like my voice.
Yeah, they do.
So we're moving them across an open terrain. It's in a fenced-in area, but we're going to shut kind of one of the gates to the main area, and we're just going to try to run them in a straight line here. My sheep know my voice. If I call them, they answer to me pretty good, and if we've got some feed or something there where I am, they're going to be all the more likely to come. When we change them from one pasture to another, I just listen to them for a minute. Meh! Meh! See, now they're getting excited. Did we feed them over there tonight yet?
No.
Awesome. So we didn't feed them over there at all tonight yet, which means they're hungry. They know it's time for some hay, and now they got me calling them, so they're gonna be extra excited. We'll just use this extra feed as bait too. And if you got sheep that'll follow you wherever you go, it's so much easier. I tell the kids, you know, we're not gonna chase animals. We don't want to be running around after them. We want to have things be simple, have them work well. Here comes the next load of leaves, and then we'll get them in here.
So I have a bucket for you and someone else if they want to
Okay,
get...
run up and shut that gate quick while they bring this in. And that'll be good, I think, actually.
Okay, we can probably do another 2 over there from over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if we want to do more tomorrow, maybe we will, but... Oh, man. Who would think it'd be fun just to spend the night in here and use that as your blankets?
Huh?
Who thinks it'd be fun to spend the night in here and use it as your blankets?
Me, as long as I have blankets.
Oh, as long as you had blankets as well?
No, I wouldn't want to be itchy.
Right, but that's pretty good stuff. I'm liking it. I think they're gonna like it. I really do. Think we're ready?
I think so.
Meh! 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 Pinky, run them over. Meh! 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 Bring them in, bring them in. Meh! Meh!
Hurry, shut the gate. Michael, you start shutting. I'm ready.
No! Quickly. Flower.
You're okay.
Hey, no, just keep the gate open. Hey, get it so only one can come through. Meh!
Flower.
I want to get something back. Come on in.
Ooh. Oh, what a wash in.
Hey, I need a door person. Hang on, she doesn't go.
Here, she's cornered.
So, we had one who didn't want to cooperate.
She never.
She went in, but she jumped back out. See if you can get her in that corner.
See if you
Oh, she's fine. She's fine. Yeah, she just kind of cowered in place. Well, my battery's dying on my flashlight too. But we got them in, and we'll get them some water in, and we'll give them their hay for the night, and then we're gonna close the door halfway. So who's getting their hay? Child, would you go?
Yes, yeah.
Grab the hay with them, and I'm gonna peek in here. Look at you guys, and look at this one. See how that one with the white top of the head's got a bunch of little dreadlocks there? Oh, how are you, sheep? Yeah. Keep coming, keep coming.
No, shut the gate. It's supposed to.
Here we go. Meh! Yeah, you guys got your snack for the night.
See the horns?
Oh, yeah, she looks cute on your head. Which one did you help be born? Any of these?
Yeah, I helped Daisy.
Well,
I meant Rose.
Rose? Which one's Rose? Oh, that one? That's one of the ones you helped be born this spring? Well, there's Ace. Was that the one I was out with?
No, you were out with her baby. Flowers baby, Sugar.
Oh, okay, Sugar. Nice. So let's get the
Blueberry. I helped with Blueberry.
let's get the gate halfway shut. The door. That way it's just more free stuff in there. Here, I'll shut that. And we're just gonna go like halfway.
There.
I like that.
Okay.
And this is actually just hanging on a trough of golf balls. There's actually golf balls up in a trough, and those are my bearings to slide that door. Just some experiment I was doing. All right, we're gonna let you guys eat. I'm gonna come check back on you later and see how many of you guys are enjoying your leaves and how many are hanging out here. What do we got, child? Late at night, right?
Yes, sir.
I walked by when it was dark earlier. Like everyone I saw was outside. So we're not sure what's going on here. We're gonna find out in a minute, but we're gonna be quiet because if they hear us coming,
Yeah, then
they might get curious and all come out. So we're gonna sneak over there quickly and we're gonna find out. Shh! Don't let them know we're coming.
Okay, wait, maybe.
Ooh, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, and now they know we're here, so they all come out. But for the most part, a good amount we're in, huh? I think they're all out now, but you can see, look at that. She's all leafy. Oh, now look at that. They're like, okay, nothing's going on. Back in the barn. Hey guys, what are we thinking? You thinking this is going to be a good place? Oh, look at Daisy's dreadlocks. Is that Daisy's?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that one's mixing in some sheep manure. Aren't ya? Cool.
You could tell where they were laying down. Here.
Oh yeah, you can see some of the spots. So this is definitely, I can feel it's warmer in here than being outside.
Yeah.
Just having the wind blocked and things like that. So that's beneficial.
Like most of the big
Flower,
in here.
you know, one night, Flower and I spent the whole night in here. Well, I eventually went in at like 4 in the morning. But she had a little trouble with delivery. And I spent the night out here. Yeah, we'll go out. You're fine. So, one thing about these sheep too is these big brown ones are primarily Shetland Finn. Some of them are half and half. But Shetland Finn sheep are hardy sheep. And the Jacob sheep are also unrefined breeds. So they just do really good, kind of all natural. You can kind of turn them loose and never tend to them again, and they do pretty good. They're pretty parasite resistant. They can eat all sorts of scrubby brush stuff. They do good even birthing in horrible temperatures, right?
Yes, sir.
So, all right. Anyway, about half and half were in and out at that time, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and Salome probably would have been in there. Her head was stuck though, so
Oh, yeah.
she wasn't.
We'll block that with a board on this side of the fence
Yeah.
before we head out. And I'll probably just screw one together. Put a board on the outside, a board on the inside, and screw them. Are you cold now?
A little
You want to go back in the barn? Aw, somebody else wants to make sure if you're just giving out love or if it's treats.
Yeah, normally I give her extra dewormer balls.
Yeah.
Because I'll have her jump for them.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you for watching. I hope you like this video. And Pinky out.